Okay. So, what I'm doing right now is a daily energy reading. It's not, I'm trying something new, but not brand new. I've been doing readings for a while now, and it's long overdue for me to start pretty much sharing my gift with the world. So, here we go. Yeah. What I'm seeing, so I got my cards laid out right now. I'm using for people who do tarot, who've had readings and whatnot, I'm using a traditional Rider-Waite deck, if anybody cares. And I figured people would go watch this later or something like that, but I was going to wait. I was going to have a whole little setup with my YouTube channel. I didn't start it yet, but we getting there. So right now, as what I'm seeing in the cards, and I'm going to just jump right into the reading because I figure it's no point in wasting any more time. So here with the Five of Cups, he's focusing on the negative. The Five of Cups says stop being so pessimistic. You know what I'm saying? Hey, good morning. It's the Five of Pentacles is stop being so pessimistic. As you can see, and it's kind of cold. He has 2 cups that's still standing, and it's 3 that's fell over. But he's looking at the 3 that has fallen over. He's like, oh, pretty much I've lost something. But it's also, you didn't lose everything. So the point that this card is trying to make is, don't be so pessimistic. Do not focus so much on the negative things. We lose things, and sometimes the things that we lose, it's meant to be taken away from us. So we really didn't lose it. It was taken away from us because if it was up to us, we wouldn't get rid of it. We wouldn't sever the relationship with it. The person, situation, emotions, and it's cups. So the cups represent, the emotions, but this can be used in such a general sense, you know what I'm saying? So it's not just, oh, I'm feeling down. It's a lot of times your mental stagnation can lead to your physical stagnation. And I'm saying it again, your mental stagnation can lead to your physical stagnation. Meaning, if you're so in your head about, well, maybe I shouldn't do this because of this, maybe I shouldn't do this because of that, it makes absolutely no sense for you to think that wouldn't affect the way that you operate on a physical level, And what I'm seeing here is, because of that pessimism, because of that negative way of thinking, because of the doubt, your ego, and the ego is not just being arrogant. Your ego is, it's the part of us that says, well, no, you can't do this because you don't have this. No, you can't do this because you don't have that. My ego was talking to me today. It took me some time to get this set up because I was like, no, I need more stuff to get this in order. And it's like, no, I have what I need. Work with what you have, So that's really that. But this stagnation here that you see, and y'all gotta excuse me, the stagnation here that you see with him just focusing in on these cups that's falling over, he still has 2 that's standing. Now, if you want to look at this in a literal and a logical sense, it's like these cups are like clearly metal. They're chalices, so he can easily pick them back up, but he's choosing not to because he just wants to focus on what is not going right. But he has 2 behind him. Also, the cups are multi-purpose, so he can use them. He can go to the stream, you know what I'm saying? He can fill them up in the stream. He can pretty much build from what he has, and he's choosing not to do this. This person is choosing not to do this. And because of that pessimism, with this Ace of Pentacles being in reverse, it's causing a blockage in opportunities. It's causing him to miss opportunities. If you keep focusing in on something else that is no longer serving you, that has been put away, that has been taken away from you, then you will continue to miss opportunities. In this particular spread, the opportunities that's being missed is an opportunity for money, you know, and an opportunity for abundance, so to speak. The aces are always the beginning of something. When you see the card with something, and I'm gonna put it upright so you can see, when you see something that's being presented like this is being presented by God, the divine, the universe, whoever, you know what I'm saying, whoever you refer to it to as, you know what I'm saying, this is something that is being presented by the universe. It's saying, well, you asked for this, here's an opportunity for it. This is not just any opportunity. This opportunity has been tailor-made for you, but you can't see it because you're focusing on things that no longer serve a purpose for you. You get what I'm saying? And it's causing blockages. You know what I'm saying? It's causing your emotional stagnation. Again, it's causing your spiritual blockages. You're not getting your blessings because you're focusing too much on the negative. The card here with the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune is a very powerful card, but it simply tells you the world keeps turning. You know what I'm saying? Things will continue to move whether you choose to or not. But it gives you a sense of saying that, you know, luck, you know, your luck is about to change, you know. But if you continue to stay in this, again, this stagnant energy, I'm focusing on what I don't have and not focusing on what I do have to build from that, you're sending that energy out into the universe, and you attract the energy that you keep. So you're going to keep attracting the people that's not good for you. You're going to keep ending up in situations that no longer serve you, that don't serve you, but you're not going to let it go because it's comfortable, you know. And just because it looks good to you doesn't mean it's good for you. So again, with the Wheel of Fortune, and this is just a quick synopsis, so I'm not trying to make this video too long, but the Wheel of Fortune, again, it just tells you about how the world keeps changing. You get what I'm saying? The world continues to turn. So if you're going through a period of feeling down, feeling like you worried, you feel like, oh man, when is my time coming? It's letting you know that nothing lasts forever. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely nothing lasts forever. So when that opportunity comes around, you need to snatch it up. You need to seize it. But again, with this Ace of Pentacles being in reverse, you're focusing too much on what's not meant for you. Honestly, that's just really just what it is. And here, seeing the Nine of Swords. Now, the swords represent our mindset, the way that we think. You know what I'm saying? It's logic, you know. But you're worried. You're disappointed either in yourself. You feel guilty about something. Whatever it may be, it's time to let it go. And it's easier said than done, because I'm not going to be that person to be like, all you got to do is this and all you got to do is that. It's easier said than done, because a lot of times the doubt and the negativity that we feed off of, or the negativity that we stay focused on, you know, it's either learned or you have to unlearn and you have to relearn. You know, I tell people all the time, like, you have to disconnect and then you have to reconnect. But don't just reconnect to the same thing. Reconnect to a new power source. You know, go venture out in terms of whether it be literal. Like, I'm an introvert, so I'm not one who's just out and just, you know, talkative, but I can hold a conversation. So even with me doing this is me stepping outside of my comfort zone. We need to step outside of our comfort zone, because normally what they say, that's normally where success lies, outside of your comfort zone. But if you continue to sit here and worry, and it's keeping you up at night, and then let's talk about the health aspects. You know, worrying can kill you too, you know, because now you're putting all of the stress. Your body does not feel right, so now you're getting sick. People think it's just, it's not only the foods that we eat, you know what I'm saying, it's the thoughts that we think, the feelings that we feel, or the emotions that we feel. But with the Wheel of Fortune being here next to this Ace of Swords, to me, that's just it being said like, okay, you need to, your luck is about to change. But what you need to do is change your way of thinking. Because if you continue, if a new situation is about to occur, but you continue in that situation with the same ways of thinking, the same old habits that you have, you know, you're not going to do anything but sabotage what the universe has presented to you. It's two aces here. Again, one is in reverse. So it's saying you're not seeing the opportunities that are being presented to you. They're right there in your face, but you're not seeing them because your back is turned. You know what I'm saying? Your back is turned, so you're not seeing them at all. But if you really take time out, one, we can't blame everybody else for our problems. You know, a lot of times it's us that's holding us back, but we don't want to, you know, admit it because it's something it's difficult to admit. You know, a lot of people don't want to admit that they're the ones that's standing in their own way. You know, and that's something that happens a lot. We stand in our own way, but then because we're so upset with ourselves, we start projecting that negativity. We start spewing that energy at people, and it's like, well, no, it's you. No, it's you. You know what I'm saying? You're the one that's stopping yourself from moving forward. You know, and then again, it's causing you to worry. You know, you're worrying about what? Ask yourself, and the Swords is telling you it's all in your head. You know, it is all in your head. What are you worrying about? Are you afraid that something is going to fail? You wouldn't know unless you try it, right? So think about that. And the last card here, and I'm gonna pull some more cards from my Oracle deck. Right, changing your mindset because of the conflict at hand, right? You know, and I feel like that's it. I mean, that's pretty much that. The Queen of Wands being here represents, at least to me, the Queen of Wands is about that confidence. The Queen of Wands is confident in who she is. You know, she's not just there because she self-proclaimed herself as the queen. She worked to get there. The Wands is about movement. It's that fire energy. It's that Aries, that Leo, that Sagittarius energy, you know. But she's content with who she is. She's confident in what it is that she knows because she knew what she had to get through in order to get there. You get what I'm saying? So it's like with you, if you focusing too much on what you've lost, if you're focusing too much on what it is that you don't have, then you're not focusing in on yourself. You know, you're not taking care of yourself. So whether that be mental health, that be physical health, you know what I'm saying? It's, you're not really focusing in, you're not stepping into who you are as a person fully, you know. We have control over our lives, you know, and I'm not really veering off subject, but, you know, just not even looking at the cards. We have control over our own lives. We definitely do, you know, but we kind of we put ourselves in a position where it's like, well, I can't control this. You know, my life is already mapped out, so I'm going to just do this and I'm just do that. And it's like, no, trust me. We have control. We have free will. We can do whatever it is that we want to do, you know, and the choices that we make, they definitely affect us, but they don't only affect us, they affect other people too, you know. And yeah, I'm trying to make sure and see if it's anything else that I'm getting out of this. I'm going to pull some of these Oracle cards. It's the Moonology Oracle. This is one of my favorite Oracle decks because not only does it look cool, it's just, yeah, I just think they look dope. So I'm going to ask, you know, is there any additional information for the collective for those who are watching, for the people who will be watching, you know, what additional information do they need to know about not focusing too much on whatever conflict, whatever problems that they've had or that they're having. It's like, what can they do? Oops. I'm gonna shuffle some more. Try to make sure I shuffle really well because I use my cards a lot. And sometimes if I don't shuffle them good, the same cards come out. So, yeah. And I try to work with mainly jumper cards now. So those are the ones that just, like these, like those are the ones that just jump out. That makes perfect sense. That makes perfect sense. Okay. What is this? And the back of the deck energy. Oh yeah, the overall back of the deck energy for the Rider-Waite ones is the Strength card. And it's funny, it's Lions. And Confidence is your key to success. That's the back of the deck energy for the Moonology. The cards that jumped out is the third quarter moon. Adjustments are required. So that just goes back to me saying that it's easier said than done. But the way that I think is, the point is not whether the task is easy or difficult. The point is the task can be done. You get what I'm saying? You can do it. Like, and I know this may sound like, oh yeah, it's just some, it sounds just very general. It's like, but you really can do it. I really feel like it's you mainly in your head, you know what I'm saying? Being in your head, it's like you thinking about, you're overthinking, you know? And I say when you overthink, you overlook. Again, you're overthinking about what it is that you don't have, what it is that you've lost, but you're continuing to miss other opportunities that's being divinely presented to you. So again, this is not just any opportunity, you know, for your greatest and highest good is a good opportunity to take. But with these hands coming out of the cloud, it's like, again, this is the universe saying, hey, you know, this now is a new opportunity for you to change the way you think with this Ace of Swords. The Ace of Pentacles, you know, maybe I've been trying to present something to you. Also, the Pentacles are about, you know, it represents the material world, the earth. So it may, another message being in here saying you need to ground yourself. You know, you need to really recuperate. You need to regroup, you know, because again, you don't want to bring old ways of thinking, old habits into a new situation. You know, your luck is going to change. It's just, you really have to get out of your head. How soon that happens is up to you. It is really what I'm getting. Where are we? Where else we at? Take time to breathe out. Absolutely. You know, sometimes, we move so fast. Everything is, once I do this, then I do this. Once I do that, then I do that. Then once I do that, then I do this. And we're moving around so much, we're not taking time out to smell the roses, so to speak. You know, also meditation. You know, I suggest that to anybody, meditating. If you don't meditate on a regular, it can be difficult starting off. It definitely can, because you get this feeling almost like a fight or flight response. You know, you maybe keep opening your eyes, you're not focusing, you're too in your head, so you're not allowing those thoughts to come and to pass. You're focusing in on those thoughts, and then that thought leads into another one, and you know, you just keep, it's like it's a loophole that you get caught into. Yeah, just take time to breathe out. If you really sit there, and even being at work, you know, people being people, you know, don't allow people to pull you into their misery or their negativity, you know, because it's like, how that's not really going to benefit you in any way. And it's getting to the point where it's, I want to say it like this, like people too old to just be allowing people to influence them like this. You know, time somebody say something, now you jumping off the handle. You know, if a person can influence you and control your thoughts like that, it's like you're really not grounded. You know, you're really not confident in who you are, because anything that a person says, they can change your way of thinking about yourself, and now you jumping at them. You know, the energy is gaining momentum. I would connect this card honestly with the Wheel of Fortune. It's like things are starting to pick up. You know, things are going. The wheel is turning. The world is always changing. It's getting to a point where your luck is about to change. And once your luck changes, it'll help you to put yourself in a different mindset. You know what I'm saying? Change the way that you're thinking about things. It's all about perception. It's all about, are you the cup is half empty or the cup is half full type person? You know what I'm saying? Who are you? Like, how do you think? And once you figure out those toxic ways of thinking, then do away with them. If you find yourself even putting yourself down, like, oh, I'm stupid, oh, I don't know this, oh, I'm not good enough to do this, oh, I'm not good enough to do that, that is you putting that energy out into the universe. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to do that at all. Why wouldn't you respect yourself? Because if you don't respect yourself, then how do you expect, and this is just grade school stuff, like, if you don't respect yourself, how do you expect somebody else to respect you? It's as simple as that. And the last card that I have here, and then I'm going to pull some cards from my Angel Oracle deck, is show the world the real you. Show the world your version of you, the best version of you. You know, don't try to go based off what you think will look good to somebody else. I think I'm supposed to look like this because, well, this is what everybody else is doing. Social media can be a very rewarding thing, and it can be a very degrading thing. You know, don't compare yourself, and that's something that's popping up too. Like, don't compare yourself to other people. You know, your journey is for you. So why would your journey look like anybody else's journey? That makes no sense to me. Stop comparing. You know, allow things to go as they need to go. So let me see. Yeah, so these are the Moonology cards. So the adjustments are required. The energy is gaining momentum. Take time to breathe out. And I think that's a really big one. And this one, too, just as important. Show the world the real you. You know what I'm saying? Like, honestly, really show the world the real you. Don't hide behind these masks and these veils. Like I said, the overall, the back of the deck energy for the Moonology. Confidence is your key to success. You know, it's a new moon in Leo. You really have to step into that Queen of Wands energy, male or female. You know, it's a King of Wands, whatever, but you step into that King or that Queen of Wands energy. They're confident in who they are. They're confident in what it is that they know. The black cat being here in front of her, you know, it represents her shadow side. The shadow side is the part of us that we don't necessarily show to the world, that we don't bring into the light. To me, sometimes the shadow side is things that we know that we're not supposed to be doing, and we make excuses for them, you know. Some people having anger issues. And it's like, your friend may be like, hey, maybe you need some counseling, maybe you need to do this to kind of fix that. You're like, nah, see, it's not even me, because people, they be like this, and people always doing that. It's like you making excuses for you not to heal yourself. This is not for anybody else but you. You need to ask yourself, are you operating from that wounded child? Are you a wounded child that's operating in an adult body, or is it really the adult you that's making your choices and your decisions? You get what I'm saying? And a lot of us are wounded. We don't want to admit it, you know, or we'll only go as far as admitting it, and then we won't do any other exercises, anything else to fix it. We have to. We absolutely have to. You know, that's another way we break those generational curses. You know, a lot of the things that we've been taught, a lot of the things that we know now, you know, like even with the tarot. I mean, I hear all types of crazy stuff that people say, you know, that's the devil, tarot is forbidden. Where are you getting this from? You know what I'm saying? You haven't ventured out past your Bible. You know what I'm saying? This is not being offensive to anybody that's like Christian or anything, but I'm just saying, like, it's more out there. It's more being spiritual. You know what I'm saying? And this is how I look at that. But I'm not even going to go off into that. So I'm going to see what messages the guardian angels, the angels have as to what else, you know, can be done to get past this energy, you know, get out of this mindset of pessimism, of getting through this. But if it's one particular situation that you're in, or even just overall, you feel like life been knocking you over, you know. Let's see what else. Oh, it's kind of hard for me to shuffle up on the table like that, you know. So I asked angels what messages you have for the collective. Thank you. A year from now. Hold on. What messages do you have for the collective? What implementation tools can they use to get through this energy of feeling stagnant, of being worried all the time? The two yes cards came out, you know. And I'm gonna get one more jumper card. So, I guess what I'm doing is, I'm gonna try to do these energy readings every day, because I'm gonna be starting up my YouTube channel where I'll be doing the energy readings, and you know, I mean, really anything pertaining to tarot, divination, stuff like this, I'll be doing these readings every day. Try to do them on live every day until I get the stuff set up with my YouTube channel. So the cards that came out here, it's actually two yes cards. So it's one card with yes that just says yes, and then it's another card that says yes, but it's another card that says yes with an exclamation point. So I feel like if you've been thinking about doing something, and doing something as in maybe it could either be starting a new job, it's starting a YouTube channel, you know what I'm saying? It's just moving forward with something that you know that you've really been wanting to do. Do that. Like, do it. Don't, if you need to take time to plan, then you can, of course you can do that. But do not take so much time that you start talking yourself out of it. You know what I'm saying? Do not take so much time that you start worrying about all of what can go wrong. Why don't you think about all of what can go right? You know, it's too much negativity out into the world, honestly, that other people project onto other people, and you don't need to place that on yourself. You know, it's too much. You know, it's entirely too much. A year from now. So maybe a significant change, because I'm not all-knowing, so I can't say exactly what it is. But a year from now, maybe you'll be in a much better headspace. So not saying that, oh, I'll be, up until a year from now, I'll be worrying. No. It's saying start to progress, start working on yourself, start healing, you know what I'm saying? Start doing that now. So that way, around this time next year, or well before this time next year, you'll be straight. You'll have a new way of thinking about yourself. When you think about things differently, when you see them through a different set of eyes, or through a different perspective, you start seeing opportunities in places that you wouldn't even thought that you would have seen had you stayed in that mindset of being lackful. I'm lacking this, so therefore I can't do this. No, that's not the way that you want to think at all, because you'll never get anything done. You'll still be stuck in the same place. Think about if you start now doing whatever that thing is that you want to do. So as long as it is for your greatest and highest good, and you're not hurting anybody. If you start now, imagine the progress that you can make a year from now. Imagine the progress you can make even months from now. You know what I'm saying? Like, just start. Just do it now. Healing, you know, making those adjustments. Honestly calling yourself out when you realize that you're not doing what it is that you're supposed to be doing. Stop yourself from doing it. You know, don't make everything such a fight. Don't be so combative. You know, it's not going to help you really in any way if you continue to try to fight change. Change is inevitable. It's going to happen, you know. So it's up to you whether you can accept it with grace, or you'll have that tower energy where, and I would find the tower card, but okay, let me see if it'll pop up. But, you know, opposed to that tower energy. The tower energy, and you know, for me, it's like, okay, you asked for change, or maybe you didn't ask for change because you kind of been in this house of comfort, right? And you've had multiple signs, and the universe has said, well, hey, this is not for you. You need to move around. It's time for you. Here it is. It's time for you to start something new. Time for you to get out of that comfort zone. And then you don't move. And then the universe is saying with the tower card, okay, well, it was either move or be moved. I gave you the choice where you could move more peacefully, where it can be more seamless. But now it's time for me to knock down that house of comfort that you've boarded yourself up in, you know? And it's more to it, but I'm not about to go too deep into it because the card didn't come out here, you know? So overall, synapses, because I don't even know how long I've been on here talking, but overall, the daily energy today, the energy for today is get out of the mindset of being lackful. Do not be pessimistic. Stop looking at all of the things that you have lost. And like I said, is it really a loss? He can easily pick the cups back up. But again, they may have fallen over for a reason. They may have been taken away for a reason. You know, there may be a particular situation, or, you know what I'm saying? Again, it may not be one specific situation. It may just be your energy overall. If you feel like things are not going the way that they should be, or that you think that they should be, you have the power to change that. And yeah, so yeah, that's pretty much it. And I'll probably be back on here tomorrow earlier than this, doing my daily energy reading. Let me see. I have some messages, channeled messages here that I just write down to make this easier. To make this easier, I'll pour this. Also, another thing, association with the chakras and whatnot. I'm seeing a lot of yellow here and a lot of blue. And the yellow being the solar plexus, you know, about your social identity, you know, the happiness, honestly, the metabolism, health, things like that. And blue being in correlation with the throat chakra, expressing yourself. And the throat chakra is not only about speaking, it's also about listening too. So maybe that's something, not even maybe, that's something that needs to be worked on. Express yourself differently. You know, one, express yourself. And if you feel like, well, I do express myself, maybe you should go a different way about doing it. Go about doing it in a more mature way. So, let's see. Yes, again, yes. So, if it's something that you really, because this is, that's yes 1, 2, and that's yes 3, right? So yes is now is the time to change, absolutely. Close my eyes. See what else, you know. Okay, and I'm gonna put these back in here because I took out too many. I didn't mean to take out this many. Yeah, I gotta excuse me. stuff falling over everywhere. Oop. I'm losing stuff. Okay. But, yeah, the other messages that came out is go with the flow. And I just said that. I'm seeing a lot of yellow in here in association with the solar plexus, self-esteem, social identity, and your happiness. You know, you're in control of your own happiness. Of course, things happen in life where it's like they throw us off. But if you just keep going down that path, or if you keep allowing people to string you along that path that's not benefiting you in any way, it's really you to blame, you know. Go with the flow. Like I said earlier, you can't fight change. And even if you try, it's going to happen. Change is inevitable. Okay? Change is inevitable. You can't get away from it. So you might as well take it as face value. You might as well accept it. And I'm going to put these back in here. You might as well accept it with open arms, you know, because it's not going to feel the best if you continue to fight it, you know. And this one is here. Let me see what this says, and then I'll leave. I literally just said this. Your journey is for you. Why would it look like anyone else's? # stop comparing. Again, your journey is for you. You cannot be upset because you see somebody, well, how they get a new house? How did they get a new car? How did they get married? How did this? How did that? It's like, no, don't focus on what everybody else is doing, you know. And if you keep that energy, then that thing's not going to necessarily look up for you, because that's just being envious, you know. And I think we all have fell victim to that at some point or another, you know. But it's, again, stop comparing. Your journey is for you. Do not focus on the negative things that are happening, or even if it's just a situation, because it may not even be that serious. And sometimes we just go off, we find something because we're expecting something to go wrong anyway, right? And a lot of times, this is not a good mindset to have, but a lot of people, they expect things to go wrong. So because you're putting that energy into it, you're saying, well, this not going to go right, that's not going to happen because of this and because of that. And then once one little thing cannot happen the way that you're thinking, and then it's like, see what I mean? This is why I didn't do it in the first place. This is why I didn't step out of my comfort zone. It doesn't make sense. Don't do that. So, ending this for real this time, you do not focus on what it is that you don't have, because it's causing you to not see the opportunities that are being divinely presented to you. There's coming up on a time where pretty much you're going to have the opportunity, and it's going to be a big opportunity. It's the Wheel of Fortune, an opportunity for you to change the way that things are going. And Ace of Swords being the way that you're thinking, you really need to change your mindset about the situation. Not all is lost. All is not lost. It's still 2 cups that's standing here. All is not lost at all. So stop worrying about it. Get out of your head. Quite literally get some rest. You know, because when you worry and you're thinking about things again, which is probably something that's really not serving you anyway, but you're thinking about these things that are causing you not to get sleep. Now that's pouring over into even your work day. Now you're upset with people. You don't feel good. You know, it's so much stuff that goes into it. It's like a domino effect. You know, you really can't fix one without the other. So I suggest meditation, working on your solar plexus, working on the throat chakra, about expressing yourself, about not only talking, but listening too. Because a lot of times we have a lot of good advice that's around us, but we don't want to accept it because it doesn't sound right. Because if a person is telling you that you are the problem, then we go like this. No, I don't know what you're saying. So, you know, my little audience, I appreciate y'all for watching. Again, like I said, I'll be back on here tomorrow sometime. And yeah, y'all stay blessed.